Even no!
Good job.
Oh, that we get.
Whew, good job. Squad needed it. Play Fever way. I love it. More of them.
Just 3 weeks ago, Caitlin Clark suffered a quad injury against the New York Liberty, a moment the defending champions thought would quiet the rising star. They were wrong. On June 14th, Clark returned to that very court, stared down the undefeated Liberty, and delivered the most electrifying performance of her WNBA career: 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 three-pointers, and a 102-88 victory that shattered New York's unbeaten streak. But it wasn't just the numbers. It was the way she took over the game that sent chills through the arena. If you're pumped for Caitlin's comeback, drop "fired up for CC" in the comments below. Let's go.
I don't know if you guys have seen or heard, but Caitlin Clark is in fact back.
Back in the lineup. I'm ready to go.
I think you're just excited more than anything. It gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously, when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here, coming off of a loss. So it's a big game.
Picture this: May 24th. Caitlin Clark goes head-to-head with a tough, physical New York Liberty squad in a game where the officiating leaves plenty to be desired. In the middle of the battle, she strains her quad, an injury that couldn't have come at a worse time. The Indiana Fever were still searching for their rhythm, trying to build chemistry and confidence, while the Liberty looked every bit the dominant defending champions, firing on all cylinders at both ends of the floor.
Then she holds her, watch this, with her shoulder and on her arm when she follows through and then fouls her for the 4th time on her arm. It's cheating. It's plain as day. The haters will say she got locked up. Yeah, if you're fouling the whole game. But I'm going through this entire game. The corrupt refs gave this game to New York, and they still barely won.
For 3 long weeks, Caitlin Clark watched from the sidelines as the New York Liberty kept rolling, stacking up win after win and staying undefeated with ease. It felt like they had erased their biggest obstacle from the picture. The defending champions were making a bold statement to the entire league. No one could touch them. Meanwhile, the Fever struggled without their star, going 2-3 in the 5 games Clark missed. Doubts started creeping in. Fans questioned the coaching, the bench, the team's chemistry, and even the front office. Could Clark bounce back to her dominant self after the injury? Would her explosive first step still be there? And what about that trademark deep shooting range that made her a household name?
Just coming into this after 2 weeks off, do you anticipate being on the minutes restrictions today?
Not that I've been told. I don't anticipate, a certain level. I'm not a huge fan of minute restrictions. I think that's silly. I told them, I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go. Why would I be out there to play 20 minutes? I'm out there to win and give everything I have for this team.
Medical experts raised serious concerns. Quad. Injuries can be especially difficult for basketball players, limiting their ability to cut, jump, and generate power on shots. For a player like Caitlin Clark, whose game thrives on explosiveness and long-range shooting, the uncertainty was real. But here's what the Liberty didn't expect. Clark used every single day of those 3 weeks to prepare for her return. She stayed locked in, telling reporters, "I think the hardest part is when you begin to feel really good, and then it's just the process of working yourself back into actually getting up and down and getting out there with my teammates." She studied film, stayed mentally sharp, and visualized every move she would make the moment she stepped back onto the court.
Coach White has told me, just give yourself a little grace as you kind of figure things back out, as you get back into the groove here. I've missed 5 games. My teammates have played 5 more games than I have. So it's just going to be a little bit of, shaking the rust off, giving myself some grace. But I feel like I've prepared in the manner that I'm ready for this game. I feel like I've been great in practice. I feel like our team has been really good in practice. And, obviously practice isn't the exact replica of a game, but I think Coach White does a really good job of putting us in situations that are going to be fairly similar.
Today's game day approached. The buzz was undeniable. 2.22 million viewers tuned in, making it the second most watched WNBA game ever on that network. All eyes were on Caitlin Clark. Could she deliver after 3 weeks out? From warm-ups, the fire was there. She had said it herself, "I don't want to come back unless I'm 100%. I'm out there to win." Every movement showed her focus. The undefeated Liberty, the team that sidelined her, stood in her way. This wasn't just about proving her body had healed. It was about showing the world she was back, and even stronger.
It's for UNESCO, and here comes Clark. This is one thing you get with Clark is great pace and great passes. Found Boston perfectly.
We've all seen Caitlin Clark shoot, but nothing could prepare anyone for what she did in the first quarter. The game started tight, both teams trading baskets with the undefeated Liberty looking confident. Then Clark took over. She crossed half court, stepped way beyond the arc, and drilled a 34-foot logo, three like it was a routine shot. The crowd buzzed. Moments later, she pulled up again, this time from 28 feet, and hit it clean. For context, the three-point line is 22 feet out. The arena erupted. Fans were on their feet, benches stood up, and suddenly, it didn't feel like a regular basketball game anymore. Something special was happening.
And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from two players with incredible up.
Before anyone could even process what was unfolding, Caitlin Clark launched a third logo three, this time from 31 feet out. The ball left her hands with perfect rotation, arced high through the air, and dropped cleanly through the net without touching the rim. The Liberty bench was left shaking their heads in disbelief, and even their coaches looked stunned. It was a moment that silenced doubters and lit up the arena with something truly unforgettable.
Ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long three. She's back!
Even Brianna Stewart, one of the game's greatest, was caught on camera smiling and nodding in pure respect. Liberty coach Sandy Brondello had the same reaction. When your opponents are showing admiration mid-game, you know you're witnessing something special. These weren't lucky shots. Each one was delivered with Clark's signature form. Clean release, identical motion, smooth follow-through. She looked completely at ease, like she was shooting in her backyard, not facing the defending champions under the lights with 2.22 million people watching.
And Cunningham is
Caitlin
down
from the
behind
logo.
the
Oh
play,
my God!
but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from three. And Cunningham just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end.
Oh!
Okay, why did
Oh
he
my
take that?
gosh!
An
Oh
ankle injury
my
and then
god,
your
and
head's
of
very
course Marine Johanna's
two
counter.
players
Not
Please.
quite a logo, but this is why I
Caitlin
love
from
the
the logo
NBA.
again! We got a shootout! We got a shootout!
Oh
Oh
Again!
my god! No!
The crowd exploded, so loud that play had to pause until the noise settled. The arena was electric. Fans were on their feet, jumping, shouting, and even neutral viewers at home were lighting up social media. Clark had hit 3 logo threes in just 38 seconds, tying her career high of 7 threes for the game. In that moment, the momentum swung hard. The Liberty, once full of confidence, suddenly looked rattled. Caitlin Clark had returned, and she made sure the world knew it. But those shots were only the beginning. Her statement wasn't finished. She was just getting started, and the Liberty were about to learn exactly what kind of fire they had reignited.
Check her!
Ball
He check her!
Cunningham.
Get her the ball! Get her the ball! One more time! Cross! A
Clark,
logo
another
again!
long three.
Ah!
No!
She's back!
Oh my
Most
god!
dynamic
This isn't real.
player in the game.
What?
9 points in 38 seconds for
No.
Caitlin. She hit all 3 threes.
And not only 9,
Oh,
it's
no,
but
no.
look at the depth
I
on
don't
these
know, I
field
really
goal
don't-
attempts.
She's certainly feeling
What?
it. Left side. Right side.
No.
Now come back to your favorite spot
Oh.
again. It doesn't
Oh.
matter if there's a hand.
What
in
am
her
I
face.
watching?
When the final buzzer sounded, Caitlin Clark's stat line was unreal. 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds in just 31 minutes. Coming off an injury and facing the undefeated champions, she attacked the rim with confidence like she hadn't missed a single day. The quad injury looked like a distant memory. Her court vision was razor sharp. threading passes through defenders, finding teammates in places most players wouldn't even look. Her 9 assists weren't just numbers. They were proof that she elevates everyone around her, creating scoring chances that shouldn't have existed.
Caitlin Clark! Sends steps back with the 3 over Brianna Stewart! First loss of the season. Caitlin Wisely killing some more clock. And maybe the dagger. Kelsey Mitchell lighting it up here in the fourth quarter. Clark nails it. A 17-0 run.